Hello. It is interesting how after narcissistic abuse, some songs that never made sense before, they start making a lot of sense. And there are some songs which were so sad to me that I couldn't understand the reason why. Or maybe I used to think that some lyrics were very fictional. And then after narcissistic abuse, you get to really feel what evil is like. And then some songs, they gain a meaning that they make you cry when you listen to them. You can really cry, and you go to a place like you've never been before. But there is also some kind of wisdom to be gained when you listen to a song that describes the relationship you had with the narcissist. You feel, at least for me, I felt a little bit of comfort, and it made me think, and it made me learn more, and learn I did. And there are some songs that you can tell they are enigmatic. Many people don't understand the meaning of the lyrics, but when you can understand the meaning of those lyrics, and you look on the internet and you see why nobody else can understand or believe in it, it's because of it's related to something really nasty, like narcissistic abuse. And most times only the victims of narcissistic abuse or any personality disorder, they can understand. It's a level of evil and a level of aggressiveness that only the ones who've experienced it can understand. And some lyrics fit our experiences exactly. It is amazing, you know. You listen to the song and you start to cry. And there are several songs that I've listened and I said, boy, the songwriter probably was involved with a narcissist or someone with some tendencies, borderline, antisocial. It's obvious in the lyrics. I come from the field of languages. Usually the guys who teach English or Portuguese, any language, teachers, they like to use songs to draw the interest of the student and make the class a little bit more dynamic, and music becomes a way to help teach people. And today I was thinking, and I said, well, I was thinking about talking to you about all this, and I said, well, songs can also be a form of to educate uh, myself and educate other narcissist other victims. Because if they're one of the things that us victims need desperately after being discarded is education. Besides some outside validation like a good friend and other important things. We need education. Education takes a very heavy burden out of your mind because you're brainwashed, and the narcissist ties a knot in your head that you can't escape, and education frees you. That's why I did the video about the books. It is freeing. You realize that that thing that is torturing you is not your fault. The narcissist claims that he's leaving you because you did this and you did that, and, and then he abuses you even more. You get really tortured by the narcissist and then by yourself, and education frees your spirit. It makes you the pain go a little bit away. A little bit of the pain goes away. Education makes it happen. uh, I don't know if I'm gonna do other videos about songs that I listened to and that I thought about, but this I wanted to talk about this here, and it's the song Pale Shelter by Tears for Fears. I'd like to read it for you, the lyrics, and talk about it. It's very important, and maybe when you hear it with the songs, with the chords, and it will help you think about things, think about the decisions you need to make at the time, because we have lots of decisions to make during and after narcissistic abuse. And thinking about it, educating yourselves is a form of a way to help us make the best decision. Pale Shelter uh, is a song which made me cry when I listened. I know this song a long time, but 1 year, maybe more than a year after after the discard, I listened to this song and I said, my God, this song is describing what I've been through, and we need validation so much that when you find it in a simple song, it's amazing, and some tears roll and you feel a little bit, you feel lighter. The first paragraph of Pale Shelter, it says here, it was written by Roland Orzabal, and it's part of the Hurting album. And the first paragraph, one thing I'd like to say first also is that usually the first paragraph of songs and poems, they tell you, almost always they tell you the most important ideas of the poem, of the song. And here he starts like this. There are three lines, okay. How can I be sure when your intrusion is my illusion? How can I be sure when all the time you change my mind? I ask for more and more. How can I be sure? Did you feel something? Did you recognize yourself, your feelings, your emotional, psychological state during and after narcissistic abuse in those lines? I did. His relationship is so filled with confusion that when you listen to someone singing, how can I be sure you can identify with it straight away. When your intrusion is my illusion. Both narcissists, the women that entered into my life, they invaded my life. They didn't enter my life. They invaded. They were pushy, and they were aggressive. They forced me, and it's not an overt coercion, but it's a covert coercion. They know how to do this kind of thing. They are, and it is a very insidious influence they have on us, narcissists. And the intrusion of the narcissist in my life, they became my illusion. How can I be sure when your intrusion is my illusion? And how can I be sure? Because intrusion and illusion, they are a little bit paradoxical. They bring a contradiction. Illusion sometimes it gives us some magical or positive thinking, but intrusion is very negative and aggressive. So you have contradiction here. How can I be sure with this contradiction? How can I be sure when all the time you change my mind? The narcissist does this all the time. He rages against us, then he comes hoovering, and then one day he's mad at us, the other day he comes like nothing ever happened, and he's full of charm, and he turns his charm on and off. And there's that thing, they call it blowing hot and cold, and the push-pull effect also happens, because and it's more connected with borderlines. The push-pull, they tell you to get closer. When you get closer, they push you away. They reject you, and then they call you back, and they reject you again. They call you back again, and it's never ending. And all the time they change our mind. So how can we be sure? He says in the song, I ask for more and more, how can I be sure? And this ask for more and more is more understanding that the narcissist never gives. And if he starts during the idealization phase, he stops. It gradually becomes less and less present, the narcissist's understanding of us, and his good manners start to vanish, and they are replaced by abuse. And we ask for more and more. I remember I asked for more and more. I want to see you more. I want you to tell me beautiful words more. And I want your presence more. And it starts so good in the beginning, and gradually it begins to fade, and we want that back. One of the reasons we stay with the narcissist is that we want the magic of the first moments. Then the second paragraph, which is, I guess, the chorus. When you don't give me love, you give me pale shelter. You don't give me love, you give me cold hands. And I can't operate on this failure when all I want to be is completely in command. Isn't this amazing? Isn't this the reality of our experience with narcissists? When you don't give me love, you give me pale shelter. Now, pale shelter is he's mixing the color, and is as a kind of metaphor. And if you think about a shelter that is pale, one you mean you can understand it as a shelter, which is kind of morbid, so it's a contradiction again. It's not a shelter, and because it is morbid, pale, you can think about sickness, and it makes me think about the limbo, the video where I talked about limbo. It's a shelter, but it is pale. And you can also think about ice, you know, an ice the shelter. They call it igloo. Igloo, I don't remember. That well, they make, there are people who make shelters out of ice. And this ice is pale, so you can think about an icy shelter. It is a shelter, but it's icy. It's cold. It's against life. So that's what the narcissist gives to us. He gives a shelter, but it is icy. And it is the state of limbo that I talk about. Uh, you don't give me love, you give me cold hands. We can add to it cold shoulder. But cold hands is usually when you say that you're giving someone a hand, you're helping that person. And the narcissist is extremely good in not helping us. He gives us a cold hand, and the cold hand also tells you that if he, by the way, helps you, if he, by the way, gives you something, it's going to be in a passive-aggressive way. I once asked for a number of Narc 2 in my life. I guess she took 4 months to give me what I asked. They take ages to help you, and their hands are cold. You can take it literally either. It's a hand with which has no warmth in it. It's a dead hand. That's completely narcissistic. No, it is impossible not to think about narcissistic abuse when you listen to this song. And I can't operate on this failure. It's true. The failure of the relationship, which is dysfunctional. After the discard, victims, at least with me, I was impaired. I couldn't live through the day. I could only lie on my bed for 3 months at least. And then I began, the only thing I could do is read. And I read about narcissism, and it started to heal me. And at least for 6 months I couldn't operate on this failure. And when all I want to be is completely in command, the power is a very interesting question in narcissistic relationships. And I want to talk about power someday. And we desperately want some power because we feel so powerless after narcissistic abuse. All we want to be is completely in command, command of something, but at least in command of ourselves. But then you realize you are addicted. You realize you are not controlled by yourself, but in fact you are controlled by the narcissist. I never thought that that person would do this to me. Then when I realized that I was being controlled, I was not in control myself, it was traumatic. It was very traumatic. It was very hurtful, because it's the illusion goes away. The person you thought was your friend, you realize it's in fact an enemy. It was the creature was a covert enemy all the time. It's very sad. And we want to be in command of ourselves at least, and we discover we're not even in command of ourselves. It's a miserable place to be, I can tell you. And I guess victims of narcissistic abuse know this. Then the song continues. How can I be sure? For all you say you keep me waiting. How can I be sure when all you do is see me through? I ask for more and more. How can I be sure? How can I be sure for all you say you keep me waiting? This is the action of the narcissist to lead you on. He's deceiving you, he's leading us on, and the narcissist keeps us waiting for something. The narcissist never makes a decision, and he benefits from not making a decision. He wants to be in the place he is because he can be your friend and extract your friendliness, and he can be your enemy at the same time, and he extract benefits from it either, because he can rage at you, and raging gives some kind of pleasure to the narcissist, because it is a tactic to so that he can control you, but it's also very relaxing. There is a tension that the narcissist releases that makes him feel better. How can I be sure when all you do is see me through? Right close to the end of the relationship, the narcissist twice, the woman, we were talking among friends. I was there, she was there, and other two friends, we were having a conversation, and nothing that I said, the narcissist would make any comment. The narcissist would not look at me. The narcissist would not pay attention to my contributions to the conversation. It was very strange. It was like I wasn't there. And all you do is see me through. It's exactly what happens. And then some other time, the same thing. The narcissist, I could feel the narcissist was uncomfortable in my presence. But when two friends came, the narcissist was talkative. And he wouldn't even, the girl, she wouldn't even look at me. She would talk to the friends normally without any tension, and then she would even look at me. It was as if I wasn't even there, and it was very painful because I was in love with the creature, and you want to be alone with the creature, to talk to her, and she's silent. She gives short answers. She's uncomfortable in your presence. But when some friends come, she's completely comfortable talking to them, but she doesn't even look at me. She wouldn't talk to me. And if I offer some contributions, it would mean nothing to her. This is extremely painful. It's a violation of boundaries. Because when the narcissist sees you through, it's as if you have no skin, you have no physical presence. It is like you are a ghost, or you are transparent. So your boundaries, there's a boundary between me and open space here, and the narcissist violates it. He pierces it. He pretends you are not there, and this is an aggression. This is aggressive. This is damaging to you. It was damaging to me, to my emotions, to my mind. to my psychological state, well-being. And then he repeats the chorus, and then there is a new lines. He says, I've been here before, there is no why, no need to try. I thought you had it all. I'm calling you, I'm calling you. I ask for more and more. How can I be sure? And then the chorus comes again. I've been here before. And he's giving us some information that perhaps this is not the first time that he's going through what he's going through with this abuse. And in my case, I've been abused since very early, and it was interesting enough. It wasn't by schoolmates. I've been bullied and abused by teachers. And since a child, we start being abused, and then we become people pleasers or codependents, or we have low self-esteem and low self-worth and powerlessness. And then when we get a narcissist in our lives, we are well prepared for more abuse. And he says, I've been here before. It's completely understandable. There is no why, no need to try. And it is a very enigmatic, this part of the line, but not much, because when he says there is no why, he's telling us that there is no explanation. You cannot, there is no why. There is no explanation, and you don't even need to try to explain why I've been here before, why we've been here before, in this abusive situation. And there is no why during the abuse. After the abuse, you start to understand why. But then it's very late, it's too late. All you can do is try to, you cannot erase the past. You are suffering from anger and rejection, the pain of rejection. And then you get to know why we've been here before. And the why is because we were in a narcissistic relationship, or in a relationship with a narcissist. I thought you had it all. That's pretty what happened with me twice. We think, well, I thought the narcissist had it all. Everything the narcissist said he was, I believed it. I believed he was the wonderful person. I believed she was the wonderful person. She was giving the impression she was. You probably know that the narcissist likes, and he needs to be very good in impression management. And it's obvious we're gonna think he has it all, but he has nothing. It's all fabrication. It's all a lie. I'm calling you, if I can interpret it right. I'm calling you, it means that the person is saying, the songwriter, the poet, is saying that he's going to get in contact, get in touch with the narcissist. And that's the feeling that we all have when the relationship ends. We are in a horrible place where we need the narcissist because we are addicted to him. So we need it. We need the creature. But we also feel the urge to get away from the creature because of the anger. And there is a conflict, and the conflict causes pain. I thought you had it all. I'm calling you. I'm calling you. So I thought you had it all, but now I am the I am disillusioned. But even so, I'm calling you. I'm calling you, and I could identify my experience like this. I was mad. I was very disappointed, but I wanted to call the narcissist. I wanted to write to the narcissist. I ask for more and more. He repeats this a lot during the song. We are always asking for more and more. We are thirsty for love in a relationship. And the narcissist gradually takes it from us. He takes love. We become hungry for love, for emotion, for the wonderful time that we had in the beginning. And he repeats it for many, many times in the song. I ask for more and more. I ask for more and more. And then he repeats also, how can I be sure? How can I be sure? Which is also a way to express the amount of confusion that we are in, and the fog that the narcissist creates around us, and the poison and the fog in our mind, so that he can take advantage of us and we don't see it. We are in the confusion because that serves a purpose to the narcissist. It's a manipulation tactic. So this was the song that I could understand. I didn't understand this song when I first listened to it, but after Narcissistic Abuse, I listened to it and I said, oh, this song makes a lot of sense now. Unfortunately, it makes sense now. And it's a very serious theme, and it's a very hurtful theme. That's why the album is called The Hurting. And it's a very sad song. It's a very serious song that I guess only people who were abused by psychopaths and narcissists can can feel better, and I mean can feel what the song is trying to express. Not only understand with our intellect, but also understand with our emotions. Thanks for your time.